Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Passing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Let's have
What
show.
is the word? Welcome in, Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Shep not here, but you know who that guy is. He is none other than the heckler. And actually the number one heckler, as was donned to him by not one, not two, not three NBA coaches, but more, as well as players. It's Mr. Anson.
He got Knicks fans crying too.
Oh, the Peasants fans
The Peasants?
are crying today.
BTA?
And I'm going to tell you, I got some bad news for them. We're going to get into it. But, yeah, it's a great day to be in. We've been waiting for that Knicks matchup because we all knew. We knew we were shorthanded. We know the team we got this year. We know those old-ass Peasants are a fraud, and it's going to be another half century before they taste any meat.
You know what's funny? We'll get into the Pistons in a second because that's what everybody wants to talk about, as
Sir.
we should. There is also another team in the city that's number one in the East. Do me a favor, Cam. Put up the one with Anson and I bragging on the two teams in Detroit that are
We got a
number
new
one.
AI
We got a little
expert
AI
on the
system.
show.
You know what I'm saying?
Braylon AI Edwards in the house.
Nah, I'm getting some help. It's definitely not me doing it, but I'm getting it. Check this out, man. We have two teams. Look, we understand what the Detroit Lions were not this particular year, but looks like other teams are stepping it up. Check this out. What do you guys think about the graphic?
I always wanted to play for the Pistons,
There
man.
you are, man.
I'm
You
feeling
doing your
it.
thing.
I'm feeling it.
Now, I'm actually not a bad ice skater. You know what I'm saying? But
I'd like to see that.
I can't put the, you know what I'm saying? I can't out there and get jiggy with it. You know what I'm saying? I may need Gordon Bombay to refine my skills.
You know, yesterday,
if you will.
yesterday
But
during
shout
that,
out to them, man. And I felt like everybody's talking about the team on the right. Show some love to the team on the left too.
they
'cause
need to
we
do it
have
for another year,
This
like a
is
full year, like the
fair.
guys on the right have done
fair,
it. But
fair.
yeah, it's
Fair,
exciting,
but
man.
to get mentioned, but just a little
They're
mention.
taking that bad lion taste out of our mouth.
No,
real quick.
and that's fair, Bray,
Just a
because
little mention.
when I thought that the Pistons deserved a little bit of attention, even last year before they made the playoffs, people were like, nah, they got to
Gotta
make
do what
the
the Lions
playoffs.
did.
And I was fighting a good fight. So now I see you fighting a good fight for our Detroit Red Wings. You know what? I'm on that front line with you, man. They deserve it right now. Shout out to our Woodward Wings crew here, too.
Shout out to the Woodward.
Big dog injustice.
Before we dive into it, man, because there is a lot to talk about with the Detroit Pistons, not only just how good they are at top of the East right now, but talking about further down the line, because that's what it's all about. It's about the championship chase. But, Anson, I'm going to ask you this first, because I know you and Kool-Aid can go back and forth on who's the biggest Pistons fan. I'll stay out of it 100%. When did you fall in love with this team? Now that the Pistons are back doing their thing, they made the playoffs last year. They created something that had never been done in the history of the NBA, going from 14 to 44, making it to the playoffs. They were legit this close to making it to the second round, but now here they are, number one in the East after 36 games, I want to say. When did you fall in love with the Detroit Pistons? And shout out to the chat. I'm so sorry. You know, I'm terrible as a host. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Thank you. This is your show as well as ours. There you go. You're on the mic. When did you fall in love with Detroit basketball?
1987.
87, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Game 4.
87 and favorite player.
Game 4 against the Atlanta Hawks at the Silverdome. 5 seconds left.
man, you got
Out of
this
bounds
unbeatable.
play. Pistons down 1. Now, they had lost to the Hawks the year before,
Nick, the human highlight.
but Isaiah had other plans. Back when he had Isaiah above his Thomas on his jersey,
This is very true.
he did a little dance with a little high glass magic, got the boys up 1 with 1 second left, and that really pushed them over, toiling in the first round, second round that they had done throughout the early and mid 80s. And Now all of a sudden they were on their way to go see Boston. They finished that series out with 5-game win, or in 5 games, excuse me. But that game, that moment, I remember afterwards we stayed in the Silverdome, and my dad took us up to the main event, and then they had this private room on the back side of the main event, and we went in there, and he was in with his buddies, and I just sat on the railing. I just stared at the court, and I just remember I'm gonna be in the NBA. Now that didn't happen.
Well,
that didn't happen.
Not
but
so
I'm
much.
around the game. You know, I got to affect the NBA as a heckler. They said I was worth 2 points every time I was there, and it was that moment. Now, I remember, you know, when we got the season tickets, 84, 85, and my dad comes home talking about Larry Bird and the Celtics. Like, I fell in love with basketball, but falling in love with the Pistons, it was specifically that night, that game, and that guy, Zeke.
My guy, and there's nobody better. The number 1 Piston of all time, and it's not even debatable, arguably the number 1 point guard.
Debate,
And
you're getting hot, though.
The debate is picking up, but he's got 2 of those things. He's got 2 of those things. Cam, you're up, man. Tell me when you fell in love with the Detroit Pistons, and who's your favorite Detroit Piston of all time?
Brian, it was absolutely late 80s bad boy era. I remember that first championship. I got that taste of some sweet chipness there.
Okay.
And I specifically remember the second time we were in the finals there. I requested my parents wake me up, let me know who won that championship. I want to say it was against the Trailblazers there. Moms woke me up like 10:30, 11 p.m. Cameron, Pistons won. I was like, what? They went back to back?
007, baby.
Pistons went back to back. They went back to back. And right there, fell in love with it.
Barry Bond.
Forever.
Shout out Vinnie Johnson, one of the 5 most successful former athlete businessmen of all time.
He's up there with Junior Bridgman.
All time.
Well,
I know people
up there with
realize
Junior
that Vinnie Johnson is the man.
Yeah,
The microwave.
He was right here. He had his technologies business, the industry that he started. Him and Joe Dumars kind of started him around the same time, and then Dave Bing had Bing Steel around that same time. One thing about people in Detroit, man, no matter if you're from here
Grind
or
to
you
shine.
play here,
Grind to shine.
you know how to hustle.
No doubt.
You know how to find some extra ducats for that pocket.
One other thing I got to throw out there
Yeah.
for Vinny, I think the people at home would be happy to know. I got a
Microwave.
chance to. I was his caddy 2 different summers during the Dino Ciccarelli Celebrity Classic, which our own D-Mac was a part of back in the 90s. Yeah. And he had Dead Bears all over his bag. I'm like, you're a Grateful Dead. Oh, man, I love the Grateful Dead.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
You know, you probably learned that from Bill Walton. All right, here we
you
go.
go.
What do you have for me, Kool-Aid? Because I know your story is going to be
I like that. You're right. The Pacific Northwest. Good cut.
Come on, man. You know, I know a little something
Yes,
about
you
a
do.
little something.
Well played.
Kool-Aid, it's on you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Who was at the game last night? That's why when we jump into the Pistons after I go, you know, it's going to be fun. I want to get your insight. What was the energy like? What was that game like? Because you and KG look like you had a ball.
Bro, it was a playoff atmosphere.
Okay, see, now I didn't distract
Straight
you.
up.
You go back.
All right,
Pistons,
I'm
all right.
sorry,
When
I'm
did you
sorry,
fall
I'm
in love
I'm sorry.
with the red?
I'll
blue?
follow the
Blue.
rules, man. My bad.
Okay.
Look, I fell in love with the Pistons because of Grandma and Grandpa. They decked me out in the bad boys stuff. And I got to see Isaiah at least play cognitively those last few years, but it was the hobble years, you know. But
Right.
and you know, I'm gonna have to find my bad boy shirt for you guys when I was like 5, 6 years old.
I still have
It's
mine.
cold.
It still fits.
It's cold, man. I'm gonna get that picture, man. My grandma, she used to always have me in that stuff, and so I never had that player to latch on to though until Grant Hill. That's when I absolutely fell in love with the Detroit Pistons, man. I got the shoes, got the jerseys, and I was locked in. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. I was always going to try and find, obviously, that silver lining to support them because it was a long time. You're like, when your fandom starts with the bad boys and you're like, yo, this is what our organization is about, and then you step into that fandom cognitively and it's losing, it's like I kind of, or it wasn't up to par. Let's just say that. Because Grant Hill made it a couple times. Jerry Stackhouse was a bucket, but it wasn't championship level basketball. I actually felt how the fans of this, like the last 15 years of Pistons fans felt. You know, like Jeff Firefrady, my guy, he was like, bro, like I get your perspective, but I haven't seen this team do nothing. And so Grant Hill was that one for me, man.
Grant Hill was that one for you. That's great, man. So I'm okay. I like that. G
Zeke
Hill?
is my favorite Piston of
Yeah.
all time, but Grant Hill was the one that I was like, yo, we got a superstar
Who's your
here.
favorite of all time?
Zeke, Isaiah Thomas.
Okay, fair.
Mine is going to be similar. You know, I always ask you for one, but you know, I always find a way to do two. So for me, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in December of '89. So obviously they won the first championship, and they were in the middle of the back-to-back season. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. When I really became a fan of the Pistons is when I moved down to Georgia with all these country boys, and all they could talk about was the sorry-ass Atlanta Hawks. I'm like,
Mookie
Anton Carr.
I'm like, we're current champions, right? You realize we're defending champs. You realize we're gonna win again. I argued these kids from December all the way to June.
Sound like me in 04.
And when they won and they made me right, it's nothing like when you're right. I was like, yes, the Pistons are what I'm talking about. I ran my mouth the whole summer, got into a lot of fights, a lot of country boys, so you know what time it was. But that's when I truly became a fan because I had to defend my city in a foreign town. I'm in Georgia. I'm talking all this noise. My favorite Piston was Grant Hill until Chauncey. Like the best Piston of all time is Isaiah. It's not even up, but when Isaiah was there, I was younger. I moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
I was away from Detroit, so I was cheering from afar, kind of watching some other things. When I moved back, it was '94, and this is when Grant Hill was getting drafted. So he became the guy when I moved back for. But it's Chauncey.
I'd love
Chauncey's my favorite, and Isaiah's the best.
I'd love to shave some digits off my ID. I'm not going to lie, but I am so blessed to have been through all of the best Pistons basketball.
Because it's like it came in waves. It was like when you're young, when in the '80s, you know, I'm 5, 6, 7, going through the waves of the championships and the losses, etc. So that's a period. And then you come back when I'm 12. Now here's Grant Hill. Grant Hill's doing his thing, becomes the best player in the NBA for, you know, just a little bit under a season, and then he starts to get hurt. Then the injuries start to happen. Then they sent him off. And then fast forward 2002. Now here come the going to work Pistons. Now here comes Chauncey. I get a chance to meet Chauncey. I get a chance to take some toolets from Chauncey. Chauncey would call me and tell me what things to do, what things not to do. So he became so it's like waves for me. It's like the younger Braylon. It's like all right, I'm getting to my teenage years, Braylon, and then I'm like 21.
It's hard for me to compare these three teams. I told you guys, right now, this team right now is my third favorite basketball team that's ever played in Detroit. That's putting them over the bad boys Purdue.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly, I look at the way that the first team, you know, hit me as a child. Then I was working with the Pistons. I was a concierge for a bunch of players, as you know. I was doing the things that they didn't want people knowing that they were doing, and I got an opportunity to really be around
you know
them.
How to get this?
And we were about the same age. Man, I went to jail for Chucky Atkins, but
TMI.
Shout out Chuck, though. I do miss Chuck, man. He was great. But, you know, that opportunity, I was basically kind of the same age as a lot of these guys. I think Chauncey only a year or so older than me. This new one is so different, and I'm in this broadcasting space with this awesome team of guys that I love and our awesome fans, and we've been so hyper-focused on the Lions that the Pistons have been no more than an anecdote, and now they're all of a sudden our savior in this town right now because we got nothing else going for ourselves. But now we got the Red Wings and the Pistons back, you know. So to be able to look at this team playing the same way and winning the same way that the other ones won in this town, watching, like, it doesn't matter whether it's the 9th and 11th man out there or the 3rd and the 5th man, they're dapping each other up, they're holding each other up, they're fighting for the guy next to them, and that's always been what it means to be a Piston. But this team is sexier than any other team we've had. We've never had the high-flying athletic ability. Honestly, there's something on this thing that we'll talk about a little bit. My biggest concern right now is how deep this team is, for obvious reasons of what's coming up, because that hurt one of our teams in the past. But this young squad with an average core age of 23 that just housed the team that's supposed to be the beast in the East, that's an average age of 30, let's fucking go, Detroit.
Okay, F-bombs away, I see. Look,
man, one today.
Well, let's get into it. The Detroit Pistons dismantled the New York Knicks last night to the score of 121-90, and it's called BTA. Since we got BTA, why don't you go ahead and throw that BTA graphic up? There you go. You're saying, oh, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Well, that's what happened last night. The Detroit
After
Pistons,
all that?
The Detroit Pistons How does he talk? What was my thing?
After all that,
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
did you see the
Oh my
Pistons
God.
dance team trolled him last night? And right at the end of the dance,
I'm not
after
bragging
all
about
that,
dance team. I'm not bragging about that dance team. Let's talk about these Pistons. Though.
we never have
30. No,
What, the baddest girls in the NBA?
auto motion.
That's auto cap right there. Check this out. That's
Some of my
auto-
guy Kev knows.
That's
The in-arena
it's,
host.
it's okay. It's okay. Look, there's some beautiful women in the state of Michigan and the metropolitan Detroit. They just don't become
Well, the best
dancers and
dancers
cheerleaders.
move west and east. That's the deal.
Hey, you know what? Because them Zales be hitting that pocket. All right,
Yes,
here we
sir.
go.
Blake
Last
shot
night,
me that look. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I did. Last night was a dismantling of the New York Knicks. Game started off tight in the first quarter. They go back and forth. Jalen Brunson had a big first quarter. But after that, tell me what you saw and tell me what the game was live from LCA, Mr. Brandon Kool-Aid.
Hey, you know what? We go right back to where I was in the beginning. I remember walking around the concourse because you guys know I like to interact with the fans and such. Before I got to my seat where KG and the legend Tom Asway were. And when I got to my seat, I was like, whoa. Why is it packed in here? And there's a whole bunch of people still on the concourse. It was an absolute playoff atmosphere. And it wasn't just the fans who showed up for that occasion. It was the Pistons. It was as if they knew we got to handle our business. We have to go out there and we have to make sure that we keep our foot all the way to the pedal. What I loved last night, one of the, in between the lines things, I love looking at the sideline. I love looking at what's happening in between plays and in between quarters. As K and the team were taking the court, shorthanded, mind you, no Jalen Duren and Tobias Harris, to start the fourth quarter, up 20. You see Karl Anthony Towns come into the scorer's table because now you know he's checking into. Cade is all in Paul Reed's face, like aggressively, like, bro. Like I'm like,
talking
what's
that
going
talk.
on? And then KG and I looked at each other and we were like, Nick's about to start to play through Karl Anthony Towns. And it's like, you knew Cade has this different mindset this year where it's like, no, bro, this is mine. And that's what I came away with this one, man. He was getting Paul Reed ready for this game. And it seems like no matter who they put out there, no matter who's injured, this team has an identity that is throughout all of the players. It reminds me of at least the regular season Lions of 15-2 year, man. So it was complete energy, just a dominant defensive effort where they hold another team under 100 points. Again, they've done this several times this year, and they're proving
Almost
that
under
they're real.
90.
You talked about that identity, and you compared them to the Detroit Lions a couple years ago, and that identity is toughness. It's physicality. Last night, the Detroit Pistons, they out-rebounded the New York Knicks 44-30 and dominated the paint 52-34. Like, this is who they are. This is the identity. What did you see? What about this team is letting you know, oh, it doesn't matter who's playing. It doesn't matter who's there. J.B. Bickerstaff and Cade Cunningham are figuring something out, and they're both leading this team into special plays.
Kool-Aid used the word in energy. I'm going to take it to intensity. You saw Cade. For 3 quarters, that man was possessed and angry and focused. He had one job on his mind. And
29 and 13.
That intensity filtered throughout the rest of the team. You saw it. I messaged the group chat at the end of the fourth quarter. I was like, we're either going to see a bunch of whistles or this bench crew is going to end this game. We won't even say Cade anymore. Sarr played 19 minutes. Cade played 29 minutes. And all of a sudden, you look at Cade in the last 6 minutes of the game, he got a big smile ear to ear. You saw a couple of those Brunson, like when Brunson kicked his leg out.
Oh, my God.
That was terrible. He should have gotten a tech for that.
Yeah.
I
Right?
agree.
And you saw.
That's becoming a thing in basketball and football. I've been seeing a lot of tripping lately.
And yes, and there was a couple times where you got a shot at Cade looking at Brunson laying on the ground or looking at Brunson
Just a different
complaining.
energy with K last night.
Yeah.
He don't like Brunson.
No.
He doesn't respect Brunson. And I'm going to tell you that right now. None of us, nobody in the NBA respects your peasant leader, New York Nation. This guy is absolute trash. He's 5'10", and he has to circumvent the rules in order to get to the line. It's the only way that he can get his team right when they're getting the belt to their ass like they did last night. And Cade, just like most of us, is absolutely sick of that type. This is the most ethical hooper in the NBA. And you know why that's a fact? Because you see all the homage that's paid to him by all the greats still playing and pass. Whether it's Shaq, whether it's Russ, whether it's KD, they recognize real. And that is what we have here in Detroit. We talk about that SGA trade. Guy's great. But Cade's made for this city.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Bars.
Just talking about that defense, man. The Pistons currently ranked top 5 in defensive rating.
I was waiting for this.
Here you go. They are holding opponents to the league lowest field goal percentage in the restricted area.
Yep.
57%.
It's kind of a common theme amongst
57%.
Pistons championship squads.
That's what they're holding guys
Have
to.
you looked at the stocks from last night? Almost, they had like 5 or 6 players last night that each had at least 2 or 3 stocks. That is steals plus blocks. And as a team, they had 20 freaking 3, bro. Hey, how do you get, 12 blocks and 11 steals for your squad last night?
How about 9 guys played 20 minutes or more? Well, sorry. Asar was only required to play 19 because he dominated so much.
Yeah, he did.
Back-to-back games, they didn't have to go deep into minutes for really a lot of their players.
Kool-Aid, I got some bad news for the Peasants fans.
They're getting high.
Of those 9 players that played 20 or more minutes last night, you Peasants only saw 4 of them in the playoffs last year. Yeah, you saw B. Stu for a little bit in game 1, but only 4 of those 9 guys that owned you last night you got to see last year. You didn't see Ivy. You didn't see Beef Stew. Last night you didn't see Duran, our other all-star. You didn't see Karis LeVert, who you talk about Josh Hart. They're the same guy. Josh Hart's just Karis LeVert with minutes, right? Oh, yeah, and then our leader, Unk, was out. It's such bad news for the Knicks because they know. You saw Spike Lee knew. You saw Brunson's face. He knew. The Knicks rebuild is downloading right now. I'll tell you right now, this team, they realized last night they are movers at the deadline. They will make a move, and that man laying
will be
down, that's the guy who's gone. Cat.
I'm glad you brought up making moves. I was going to talk about the bench. Asar Thompson is the only one that got off last night. Javonte Green he's been a little bit of a blessing for the Pistons this season, as well as Jaden Ivey starting to figure it out. 16 for Ivey, 17 for Green. But you talk about pieces. You talk about the trade deadline. You talk about who's got to make a move. Are the Pistons still in a position to make a move? And is Jaden Ivey, who's starting to come into his own, is he a really good chip? Or is he someone that you're like, no, this is going to be a really good piece for what we're building here?
Both can be true, right?
But you got to pick one. But you got to give me one. Though.
And
is it too fair? Is it too unfair to ask that question right now?
Well, and that's the better question, Bray, because they've already gone out. JB and Trajan said that this team's so far ahead of schedule that we've basically committed to them to let them see if they can do it. Jaden's a great piece. It's a big chip in the trade market, I think. I think he's really starting to show it. I still don't think he's anywhere near his full potential, and more so because of the health, not because of the experience. Obviously, in a couple of years he'll be a better player, but I think what we'll be seeing from him in March and April, if you want to trade him, I'd rather trade him in the offseason after you've seen high potential Ivy. You trade him in February, and you're selling yourself short. Right. Now, I'm the guy that says we could trade Ron Holland, but I'll tell you what, last night, you take Asar off the court, and Brunton, now he got to deal with him. He did just as damn good of a job as Asar did. Those two, you put them up against Brunny or SGA or Tyrese Maxey or any one of these premier perimeter players, they're going to have a hell of a series.
Yep, and you know what Brunson doesn't usually do against the Pistons?
Play defense.
I'm sorry. He usually, Amen. Right. He usually doesn't turn the ball over, and last night they forced him into 6 turnovers. You looked at the playoffs last year with as much pressure as they were getting to Jalen Brunson, and he even acknowledged Asar Thompson. He wasn't turning the ball over. But last night, they harassed him. They forced him into uncomfortable
Slightly
play.
different.
It was awesome.
Slightly different way of going about it, too.
Yep.
The way that they were switching on the screens instead of dedicated one-on-one on Brunson, he was so frustrated. He looked lost at times.
Yep.
100%. Now, yesterday we didn't do a good job of getting to the Super Chats because we had a short, condensed show because of the Amon-Ra St. Brown, which was an amazing event. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let me get to one of these Super Chats. My guy, Randall Small. Shout out, $2. This team could run 2 units easily. Agreed on that. One thing we talk about here in the city as our team start to do good, as it's Dan Campbell starts to ascend, you win 15-2. You're looking for him to do what? Get Coach of the Year. Jared Goff starts to play a lot better. You're looking for him what? To get his name in the MVP race. J.B. Bickerstaff's name should be at the top. of that coaching situation as well.
Without question.
It's coach of the year as of right now, which is very early, long time left. It should be J.B. Bickerstaff for what he did last year and what he's continuing to do, and also Cade Cunningham. I'm going to come over there to you. He's sliding his name up that list as it relates to the MVP race. Jokic is going to get disqualified depending on how many games he misses. And then SGA, we don't know what that season looks like for him. What are your thoughts, Anson on J.B. Bickerstaff and Cade with Kool-Aid?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in terms of JB, we talked about it. You got to do it for more than 1 year. He should have won it last year. You take a team from 14 to a 6th seed, you got to be in there.
It sucks that his former team head coach won it last year, Atkinson.
Yeah.
But
he beat his former babysitter the other night in Cleveland.
This is true.
Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown used to babysit JB. Yeah. But, no, I think that there's nobody else that's doing what the Pistons are doing in terms of flipping their record. And, again, we're not really flipping our record. We're just doubling down on what we did last year that nobody truly was sure was real.
Yeah.
So at this point, when you look at the body of 2 years of work coming off of 17 and 14 wins, man, they probably could give them it retroactively for last year, too, when they give it to him for this year.
Yeah, and Cade, one thing I love about the Cade situation is when he was at the All-Star game and he was sitting down talking about who could be the face of the league, who could be up next, et cetera, he looked at his publicist and he said, hey, look, is it okay if I say myself? Because that's the humility in him. That boy is a dog, and what you see, he's moving up that list. And Cade, I'm start calling you Cade. Kool-Aid, you can talk about it for a minute.
That's okay. No.
Talk about his.
My mom might care,
you
but
good?
me.
No. Your mama call him Brandon. I'm gonna call him Brandon. 100%. But just talk about Cade Cunningham and how he's now. It's just a different year. It looks a lot. Even though he was really good last year, this looks different.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Anson on the screen real quick, as I saw him over there checking out his muscles. And why? Because when you talk about, here we go, let's show him the gun show.
I didn't know that I had a logo here. I was like, what is that?
A little flex.
But it played though, because I think that's what's different right now with Cade Cunningham. It's the strength. The skill set has always been there. But what was happening, he couldn't finish through the contact he was getting, and they weren't giving him fouls. Yeah. And so you look around last year, what changed for him, he came in and you could tell he's a little bit more cut up than I remember. And then coming into this season, it was just straight up like, yeah, Cade Cunningham has definitely been working out. I believe working on himself, not just the skill set, but working on the strength and the conditioning has helped not just Cade, but this entire team. And they just looked the part. When you're going to say that you're going to go out there and you're going to be bad boys, you're going to be physical, well, you can tell he's put the work in. And aside from just what it's done for his offensive game, you look at what he's doing defensively right now, too. Cade Cunningham is turning himself into a fantastic, like I believe one of your top two-way players in the league. He's getting to chase down blocks. People are still testing him. I don't know why. He's able to defend on the perimeter as well. And I think that just makes everything that much easier. And then when you mix in the fact that your coach can put you anywhere. Now, think about this. People say he's a usage freak. He has to have the ball so much. Well, now they're taking him off the ball a little bit, and he's productive.
Better.
And then what do you see him doing last night to break those zones without their normal hub? The normal hub is who? Jalen Duren? They put Cade Cunningham or Sar Thompson there. But Cade, it's just like anything they asked him to do, he could do it. And I do believe this guy, like you talked about, I was sitting right there when they were asking him that, man.
You were there. I hate, and I got you coming over, Anson, in a second. I hate when people say that, talking about, he has to have the ball in his hand, et cetera, et cetera. No, you had to have the ball in his hand because he had to. He's still the only one averaging 20-plus points on his team. He had to have the ball in his hands, but now as the team is growing, he doesn't have to as much. Go ahead.
One of the things that you talked about was his strength coming in. Yes. I think it's his health. I talked about this last week. I'm watching his high school clips, watching his Oklahoma State clips. The guy played above the rim. He would yoke out on people. And we didn't see that in his first few years as a Piston. He entered the league with a problem with one of his legs or his hip or something. And then he had the injuries, obviously, here. Yeah. Last year, you saw mostly a complete season, but you didn't see him dunking on people the way he has this year. I've seen him play above the rim. It looks like not only is he stronger, Kool-Aid, but he's got an extra kick to that step, too.
Definitely. I think it hurts when you lose 28 games in a row. I think it hurts when you're walking to the podium like, dog, I know I'm better than this, but I have to actually be real. And he just straight up looked at the stat sheet. We didn't even start the press conference. We sitting there looking around like, can we speak? And he's just like, we're just bad. Like, that hits, man. And to know that these guys aren't running from that, I think that matters. So you talking about the strength is physically, But these guys have also had to show a certain amount of mental fortitude. Like Cade has been through it, the surgery, the injuries, missing out on your awards early on because you're not winning, historic losing. When you're saying, you got to think about it. They were coming in saying that they were the restore, and then you wind up turning in the first and the third worst losing franchise seasons in franchise history.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell was just talking the other day about, losing is either going to drive you into excuses or drive you to focus. And he is the perfect example of the latter.
I'm glad you brought up Dan Campbell. Look, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We have some Lions stuff today. Dan Campbell gave himself, for the season, an F grade. I want to know, do you guys agree with that? And also, before we get there, though, the other side of the coin, Detroit Pistons are playing extremely well right now, but what are the concerns if there are any? That's what we'll get into next. But first, let's get you a message from Vin Johnson. Vin Johnson is the fighter. He's been fighting for a very long time, and you and anybody you should know should have him fight for you. Vin Johnson Law, they want all the smoke, whether it's a settlement or verdict. It doesn't matter to them, because they will get you the decision. They will get you the decision, the settlement, everything that you need. They've been doing it in the community for years. Like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. They will make sure that you get the outcome that you want and the outcome that you need, and last, that you deserve. Make him your call.
Hey, there might be some things about this Pistons team that give you a little bit of worry, but your worries melt away the moment you walk into Art and Jake's. Over 80 wall-to-wall TVs. They got all kinds of draft beers, and we've all talked about that menu. We do a lot of our games there, and we do it there for a reason. It's absolutely fantastic. And on Mondays, they got rib night, as well as fajitas and margaritas Wednesday. So download that Art and Jake's app, join Art and Jake's fan club, and make every game day a win.
Best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Planet Fitness is the number one gym around the country, 2,700 locations, 50 plus here in metropolitan Detroit. Look, it is the gym because we are all strong on this planet, and that's Planet Fitness. Access to Black Card Spa, where you can recover in hydro massage and other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest anytime. Free guest, I'm telling you. It's nothing like being able to bring a free guest every time you work out. It's a free membership. It's only $24.99 a month. Planet Fitness is the gym. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, squeaky clean is the gym locker room, as well as trainers on staff for you, and then there's no judgment. It's home of the judgment-free zone. Make Planet Fitness your choice for fitness.
Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles, clean and crisp. Yeah, we're talking Sun Cruiser. Lions are over, but you got plenty of Red Wings and plenty of Lions action. Honestly, there's just no better way to take a game in with some Sun Cruisers. This season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports. And don't forget, guys, please drink responsibly.
Yeah, we back.
Definitely, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to always drink responsibly. We're talking about the Detroit Pistons and what they did last night, but just moving forward. Number one in the Eastern Conference right now. The boys are playing well. I can't wait till the playoffs start, too, because it condenses. Right now, you're able to use 11 guys, 10 guys if you go that deep, maybe 8. When you get to that playoffs, those rosters lessen, and the fact that we are that deep is what will help the Detroit
I
Pistons.
hope not this year, man. I thought that's what hurt us against the Knicks last year. I know we were down a little bit, but this bench is what's running guys out the gym right now.
Okay,
I don't know
here we go. Concerns.
Yeah.
Concerns right now. One of my concerns, it's on the list, you see it, is the free throw shooting. And that's a small concern. Free throw shooting has to be better. In the playoffs, you know those points matter. And when the Pistons are shooting as poorly as they are right now, look at how those games were so tight with the New York Knicks and the playoffs in general. You need those free throws, and they're not necessarily easy, as the Pistons show you. What are some concerns for you guys that you may have about this team moving forward?
Yeah, you know what, man? For me, it is the scoring. You know, if you can't score, you're not going to win. And when we talk about that second score, obviously I would love for them to go out there and find that number 2. But I do believe Trajan has something up his sleeve similar to last year. We were saying they needed backup facilitator help at the very least. People still wanted us to go out there and get that number 2, but you saw how much that supercharged the Pistons. So for me, personally, if they can do something marginal to just bolster the scoring, I believe hustle, they got it down pat. I believe rebounding, they got it down pat. Scoring in the paint, touching the paint, those types of players, they have that identity. I think if you can add one more guy that is leaning more along towards the offensive specialist side, I think it would be perfect. I mean, goodness gracious, what Malik Beasley would do for this squad right now.
Stop it.
Goodness gracious.
What would he do? Shoot outside of the flow of the offense? Trying to shoot himself back into rhythm? Expose himself on defense?
He shot
turn the
over
rock
40.
over because he's got to get that, that extra couple points? Are you kidding me right now? We still talking about Beasley?
Hey,
get out of here, man.
Come on, look, bro. I like when Malik Beasley was, man.
That's what you wanted to trade that?
I'm not saying bring him back. To get a player that can shoot from behind the arc at a consistent spot and be a specialist, over 40% from behind the arc on 7 3-point attempts.
1 year.
But
that's fine. I want that. If I can get that type of a player at the trade deadline, I think that helps this Pistons team just as much as getting a guy who can go out there and score you 20-something points a game.
Don't you think a big guy that can do that is more important than yet another redundant
No, I
team?
love a big guy. I've been saying I want more size on this team for a while. I just don't know if they have the space for that size on this team. I think that they have actually more of a place to go and add to what they have amongst the perimeter than anything.
So to me, what we need is Tobias to be healthy and playing at a high level. And right now he's shooting about 15% from 3. Now I think
what's a high level look like for Tobias Harris in year
last year?
16?
What he did for us last year.
Okay.
And I'm not asking for a lot.
Yeah.
But if he's not playing and he's playing at a low clip, that's a piece that we will need come playoff time. So what he's talking about with Beasley, give me that in 6'8". Give me that in Trey Murphy. Or give me that in a smaller play that we don't have to break up the core or give a bunch of stuff for. And I do believe that there is a Beasley-like 6'8", 6'9" guy out there that we could have at the trade deadline.
I've been all over, like, give me Trey Murphy at all costs. Like, I like Lauri Markkanen, and I believe he'll be an absolute bucket here, but I worry about if he's going to get hunted defensively and then what the cost is. I think Trey Murphy is your kind of your the pick that's going to be the safest, man. You get to protect a little bit of your future. You get to protect more of your depth on this team. I liked Jalen Johnson to start the season, but I knew that dude was going to play himself way out of our price list
this year.
Let me ask you guys a question, and I know a lot of people these days don't believe in experience. Call me old school. I believe in a little bit of experience. One of the things that's come up about these Pistons is the inexperience as it relates to playoff runs, deep runs, or even closing championships. We understand Tobias Harris has played in some Eastern Conference Finals. We understand he's played in some second rounds of playoffs, but he doesn't know what it's like to get to the big dance. He doesn't know what it's like to close that chapter. Do you need players at some point that have that experience, or are the Pistons themselves, are they learning from their experience on the court now?
Well, I think that was shown perfectly last year. This young team needed,
don't know what you don't know.
They needed those vets last year. I think that you saw them feel like they could get away from a Tim Hardaway this year. And obviously Unk's still there.
I just got Duncan Robinson's been to a.
That's who I was just going to go.
Duncan Robinson's been to an finals.
Two finals for sure. And now he's not out there running the offense or anything, but he's going to be big in huddles and big in the locker room and helping them understand that. But inexperience is going to be crushing for this team in this playoff run. There will be games that we will open the door wide open and let older teams get back in. Like Boston is the team that probably scares me the most. I don't think that Jason Tatum comes back and plays as Jason Tatum until next season.
Yeah.
But they still probably getting him back in March. And as you see, they're the second best team in the NBA in the East right now. Why? Not just Jalen, experience and coaching.
Experience and players and coaching also
sure.
too. They have better odds right now to win the championship than the Detroit Pistons.
Well, that's also Kalshi, and that's also a bunch of degen New York gamblers driving that cost up. But no, you're right.
There's New York, yeah.
New York's actually number one still.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be, considering what happened to them last night. They were exposed.
Yeah, I was listening to something that said right when he tore his Achilles last year, they said they had the surgery within 4 or 5 hours of when he tore his Achilles. So that they said,
Tatum.
100% talking about Tatum. So they said that in itself. Actually, I stole this information from Chris Platty. Shout out to Platty and check him out on the heavyweights from 5 to 7 as he's in the same spot.
And all of those Pistons broadcasts with our guy Kool-Aid.
100%.
No doubt.
That's the guy. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're right about that. But just wanted to see what are some things that you could be concerned about, because everything is great for this team now.
Free throws?
By it being early in the year.
I got something for you on that, because I agree that's a big terror for me.
Well, shoot.
I'll go quick, all right? Cade Cunningham, career 85% free throw shooter, right?
Yep.
81 in October, 81 in November, 83 in December. Small sample size in January, 94%.
Well, trending the right way.
And he's shooting twice as many free throws with over 11 attempted right now. Asar needs to be on the floor in the playoffs. If he is a hack and Asar, that's a very serious problem. I think that Cade looked at himself and realized he was missing free throws at clutch moments. It seems like he fixed that. Asar is a problem because he's got to be on the floor.
Yeah,
Bro, those are bars.
Oh, man, that's why I left it alone.
No, I'm saying because you look back at the playoffs last year, in those 2 collapses, what also aided them? Missed free throws.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there were things that could have cleaned up on the court, but the thing where it was just no defense, you in the basket, and they were missing those to be able to seal this game off. And so I do think that free throws, when you look back at Chauncey Billups and Richard Hamilton, we knew it was money. I knew every single time. I don't care if we were down 1. I said this on the post-game stream last night. I don't care if we were down 1 and Rip had to go to the line and hit 2, or Chauncey. I knew it was butter. And we could depend on that with our guys. Tayshaun Prince, he was one of those guys that was my kind of mid to upper 80s. But when the game was on the line, boy, just didn't miss. Rasheed Wallace was the same way. So I hope this team understands not just valuing each and every possession, but every single opportunity you get to get a point in the playoffs where the referees are swallowing their whistles. When you're there, I'm sorry, that's twice as nice gold in the playoffs when you get free throw attempts. So I think that's a great observation.
Shout out the refs last night, by the way.
100%. They even let us win a challenge, as you said.
Two challenges.
We won 2.
We did? We challenged again, huh?
There was another one. I forget exactly what it was, but one was the Cade knee, and there was another challenge earlier in the game.
I'd been waiting all season for that.
I see you was going crazy in the chat.
That's the first thing he said before we started. So he said, "We want a challenge."
Yeah,
we want a challenge. Wanted to say, Cam, before we jump into these Lions and Dan Campbell's comments, man, anything to say about the Pistons? Anything?
He was in the building.
There it is. Give me an experience, man. What do you see when you see the Detroit Pistons?
When I watch those Pistons, I see excellence and really watch them ascending to that final position in the NBA Finals. Big time defense last night, though. I agree with Anson. That intensity on the defense was ratcheted all the way up. The one thing I noticed, though, in the second half, they announced Karl Anthony Towns, and I legit was like, he's in the game? He was playing? Like, he did not produce anything, non-factor, and for them to just completely put him down and out was That's spectacular. That's a big move. Without our number one big man Dern in there also. So
and Nick's Twitter's already been after Cat.
That was a statement.
He might be gone.
Now, did Karl Anthony Towns play last night, or was it Karl Anthony Thomas?
It looked like Thomas to
Which
me.
one of them played
It looked
last?
like Thomas to me, to be quite honest with you.
100%. No, I agree with you, though, Cam. Now, when you watch the games and you see this guy that can score, like Karl Anthony Towns is one of the best 7-foot scorers that we've seen maybe in a long time as it relates to getting shot. You don't see him out there. You don't notice him. He can't get into any flow, and then he doesn't play. Go ahead.
While we're talking semantics, this man said a word yesterday that I had 3 people that listened hit me up because they thought it was real.
Shout out to those 3 people.
They Googled it afterwards, found out it wasn't, but we all decided that Kool-Aid absolutely coined a new word yesterday.
Okay.
Trajectorize.
No, that's a real word.
I don't believe that it is.
But it comes off natural.
Oh, it's fantastic. We were talking
they
about it last night, and
trajectorize.
we're like, we got to look this up. But trajectorizing someone's trajectory, I love it, Kool-Aid. Put yourself in Webster's, dog.
I like
well
it.
played.
I got my own lexicon.
Yes, sir. I love
man.
it.
I got my own word.
Sometimes you have to be the only one to trajectorize your own thing.
There you go.
Trajectorize. I like that one.
I know we do. Shout out my cousin.
Maybe the Lions can get on a better trajectory in the offseason. Dan Campbell yesterday he came out and said that he himself
go ahead and trajectorize it.
100%. Dan Campbell gave himself an F grade for the season. Now, saying that, do you believe in that F grade?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in F grade? Why do you believe that Dan Campbell's correct that he should deserve?
I thought you said, do I believe in an F grade or do I believe in an F grade for him?
He said he gives himself a freaking F.
Okay, so
do you agree with this freaking F?
I don't agree with his own self-assessment because he didn't lose the team.
Okay.
All right. If that team goes out and they look worse than they did versus Max Brosmer, and they lose in Week 18, embarrass themselves at the hands of Benedict Johnson, you can say that this man absolutely failed this team this year. But the fact is they ended the season right. They showed fight. They showed grit. They showed that this man still has this team. And, hey, when a team that's ready for a Super Bowl misses the playoffs, you can lose them real quick. This man did not. He can give himself a D-. I'm not letting him get the F.
Okay. What about you, Cam? What do you think about that? Dan Campbell gave himself an F. You look at the season yesterday. I look at it like this, and I'll break it down in a minute, but just looking at the game itself, they still won that Chicago Bears game, but some of the same things that have been showing up all season for the Lions, they showed itself in that game. We talked about the 232 yesterday. We talked about David Montgomery going out of bounds, and then them following it up with 2 passes, and one of them being an interception and giving themselves an opportunity. What we didn't talk about was the freaking double pass or the flea flicker inside the 30-yard line. Like these emotional plays, like these are the type of things that I believe Dan Campbell is talking about himself. What do you think?
I feel like he's eating the F. If anything, that F is to place more leverage on his players to perform at a higher, more consistent level. So I feel like he took all the blame, which he should. He is our fearless leader. But that F, I feel like, applies in terms of leverage for our fantastic players and superstars, and watch them do work next season.
I like that. You said he ate the F like how Jameis Winston was eating W's.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'd rather eat W's.
Yeah,
I'd much rather eat W's. Kool-Aid, what do you think? It's a fair question when Dan Campbell himself in a letdown season to which you finish 500, you don't make the playoffs, you don't get an opportunity to do what the goal before the season was. It may be a fair comment. What do you think?
I think it is a fair comment, especially with what the expectations are. I think he's changing up what it means to actually say that you have passed or you have failed here in Detroit. And maybe the first year we made the playoffs, you say pass. Maybe last year there's some people who will say, you know what, that we had all the injuries. And I think that this was Dan Campbell just taking all the excuses away, not saying, guys, I think we'll definitely get back. It seemed like he was just saying, no, guys, this pain hurts. This pain hurts. This is on us. And I think when you get your leader saying that he failed, that puts the onus on everybody else in that room to make sure they work this offseason like they failed as well, to make sure they never had that pain again. So I rock with it. You Super Bowl expectations, you didn't make the playoffs, you didn't win your division. I feel that when he says F.
No, I appreciate that. And I appreciate Dan Campbell always wanting to go to the podium, man, and have his players back. He always takes the onus, whatever the game is, whatever the situation is, and whatever the season is, he's going to take the onus for it. I don't think you always have to do that, but kudos to him. I will say the team as a whole got an F.
Yeah.
Like, I won't make it Dan Campbell
fair.
got an F. So when he says I got an F, Dan, you're not in it by yourself. Your team got an F. I think the massive underachievement, of the expectations. I think you start there. When you come into a season where the owner, the GM, the coach, and the players all say the same thing, all have the same goal, is to win the Super Bowl. When you don't make the playoffs, that's a major hit. That is a major hit. The failure to navigate the turnover, what I mean by the turnover is talking about the offensive coordinator. Like when you have a situation where you hire Johnny Morton, you say he's the guy, and then legitimately 6 games into the season, you remove him, and then he no longer has play call, he no longer has say, he no longer comes to the podium, if you will. You completely lost faith in the guy that you hired. You knew what this team was. You knew what the situation was. You knew what your guys were. And that guy was a letdown. And on the other side, Kelvin Shepard. We can make it about what guys he didn't have and what guys got hurt. There was a lot of times in there where their defense didn't adjust in moments. So I look at that. That's a failure of the turnover of the coordinators. I look at the offensive stagnation and predictability. How many times we watching games and we were like, here it comes. Here he's going to hand up to Jameer for 3 times after we just finally got down to the 30-yard line. Here comes 3 runs to Jameer Gibbs. Well, that really showed his hand when Sam Laporta went out. But even when he was in there was a lot of that. You trying to figure out what was going on, is stagnation, and we saw that. Also, the late season collapse. Once upon a time, the Lions were 8-5. The Lions were 8-5, controlled the destiny. Here we go. We'll get into the playoffs. We'll figure it out. Maybe even still win the division. Probably win the division. They went from 8-5, and they had a 3-game losing streak in December. You cannot have that. You cannot have that with the season on the line. They finished last in the division.
I thought that one of the most metaphoric moments of the entire season for Dan's coaching, and specifically, was the 3rd and 1 Philly special in the red zone on Sunday.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and the reason I really want to point that out as being a microcosm of that everything went wrong, he shouldn't be in that position to have to make that play call, first and foremost. And he's in that position to make that play call because he hired the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Then he made the decision to get rid of him. And everything spun out of control after that point. Yeah. I know we got a nice win, his first time play calling, but his plate just wasn't big enough for what he had just put on it. You made the call up front. You screwed that up. You made the call mid-season to get rid of him in play calling. And now you were exposed at your shortcomings as coach. Leader of men, ding, 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 ding. Master motivator, ding, 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 ding. It comes down to the little stuff, the calling the timeouts at the right time, the little nuances of the game. When his plate is full, those all start to become failures. And so I can't give him an F, again, because he didn't lose his team, but I am all down on the D-.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Pause?
The Dan
I think so. There's a pause there.
Yeah, you may have to bring pause into 2026.
I did.
It's already here.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Dan Campbell reminds me of a guy that I was coached by, and that's Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan was a brilliant defensive mind. His father, obviously, everybody knows, Rex.
Lions fan.
Buddy, Rob, Lions fan. His son worked on the Lions staff. But Rex was a great defensive coordinator. He was a great defensive mind. When he coached the New York Jets, Rex relieved himself of the coordinator duties. He let Mike Pettin take on the coordinator duties. He hired a guy, and then he hired Brian Schottenheimer and said, these are my 2 guys, and I'm going to just walk the sidelines. I'm going to walk the rooms. I'm going to see what's going on, and I'm going to be able to do the motivation side of things. I'm going to be able to do the football acumen side of things. What we saw Dan Campbell pretty much be for the first 4 years of his tenure. That's who Dan Campbell is. And that's who Dan Campbell is. You hire your coordinators, and then you rock and roll with the team. Yeah. Like, Dan Campbell, he knows offense. He knows a lot more than people think. So he is not some dumb jock. That's not what we're saying. He's the coach. He doesn't need to be offensive coordinator.
Right, I'm going to continue to go back to, I do believe that hurt things a little bit in KG's first year. I keep saying KG. Kelvin Shepard's first year. Hey, have you ever seen them in the same place? But I do. I feel like if Dan Campbell could have been able to.
You call KG Kelvin Shepard?
Yeah. Look, I do believe.
Sprinkler, Chef Geach.
Yes, that's a good one too.
Little sprinkle.
But I believe, you give him the opportunity to not just be that, what you said, the impact he had for the players, but also in bolstering Kelvin Shepherd, who probably needed that type of, hand-holding a little bit more maybe than a John Morton, who's way more seasoned. So I do wonder in some of those extreme moments, you got Dan, you got him back there behind you guys holding the clipboard. It's like he's holding that, trying to figure out what the next offensive drive is. When you're struggling, it's not like he can just put that clipboard down and say, you know what, the offense they're doing their thing. Let me go over here and see what's going on in Shep's backyard.
Let me tell you like this, like in terms of how a day goes for a coach, like when you're just a coach, you can sit in the office, you can watch the tapes, you can watch the films, you can see what room you want to go to, what players you need to talk to, what side of the ball you may need to, throw a little fire under and make happen, etc. Like this is what you can do. You can watch film, or you have your meetings, you go through the meetings, you do this round and round and round all single day with the exception of when guys are at practice. But when you're the coordinator, you can't just be the coach that floats to, you know what, I didn't like what I saw out of Sam and Zylstra. Man, let me go in this room. Let me watch a little film, see what they got going on, and see if I can help out because I used to be a tight end. You know what, I don't really like what's going on in the DB room. Let me go over here and see how Deshae Townsend is coaching these guys up. Let me see what the emphasis is because this is what I see. And you know what, this isn't grit. This isn't what I like. This isn't what we're here for. You can do these things when you're also a coordinator. You have to lock in just like the coordinator. I mean, you're spending your time watching offensive cut-ups, watching defensive schematics to see what players are going to work. Now you're focused so much in the offensive coordinating role, the quarterback role, because that's what it really comes to. Like you said, Kool-Aid, I can't go over there and see Kelvin Shepherd and have these conversations just freely because I'm also a coordinator. I got to worry about that. So when you're learning how to do that, it's a tough process. I'm not saying that he cannot do it. I'm just saying that this is a super tough process and maybe one that he might want to let somebody else do.
As a former player, your flaws, the things that you didn't do excellent, those were constantly discussed, pointed out to you, exposed by the media, brought up in team meetings and things like that. The flaws of the coach, the flaws of the GM, we never had to address those because they were 15-2 last year. Yeah. And we can blame the quick out in the playoffs on injuries. And you can look at all of the different guys that are, all pros or on the Pro Bowl team or just alternates and what have you and say, wow, look at what this GM has done. This year, though, we have to look at the flaws of that coach and of that GM, and I think they have to look at themselves. We know that Dan is doing that. We heard it in this F assessment. Is Brad going to do that? And I think that one of the things that I've heard a lot of the last couple seasons that I've been pushing back in is Brad's arrogant. He thinks his way is the right way and he can't make a mistake. Well, last couple of drafts, there's been some mistakes, and we see it manifest in a 9-8 season. I think that that's the guy. I want to hear his grade.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And Brad will talk at that podium, and when he talks, I want to hear those conversations as well because we very much know at the end of the season, he's one of those guys that he trolls the media, and he's waiting for the comments, and he's waiting to point it out. Well, I think you're going to have a lot of guys, a lot of women sitting there waiting to hear what Brad Holmes has to say. Let's take a quick commercial break. Let's get back on track. And let's come back at 3 o'clock. What do you guys want to talk about? How about we do this? Put it in the chat. What does the chat want to talk about? We have the Detroit Pistons. We have the Detroit Tigers because there is some scuba news. There is some scuba news there. And also we will talk about the Red Wings later. We'll have Justin Satawa come here. We'll have our resident Red Wing that's not named D-Mac sit down and talk a little bit about that. But first, let's get a message in from my fave. It is Smoothie King. Michigan weather can slow you down. Look how ugly it is outside. It's nasty, it's wet, it's rainy, not that cold. But you know what? You still can pull up to a Smoothie King and you can get one of those beautiful
to brighten your day.
I'm trying to tell you, they will brighten your day. They make you feel good. And the reason why you'll feel good is because they use real ingredients, man. The real ingredients is what they use. The fruit, the protein, those things fuel you. They refuel me. I don't know about you. And I know they refuel our high school athletes as we are the Smoothie King High School Athletes of the Week. We've had 12. We love this program, and we're going to continue it. Moving it forward in, man. But Smoothie King, pull up on one. And don't forget, Braylon. Promo code TUNI25.
And you know what's really nice when you pull up to your house with a brand new smoothie from Smoothie King? It's real nice inside and nice and warm. And that's what Sharon's Heating and Cooling and Air Conditioning will do for you guys. It is Detroit winter. Make sure your furnace is running smoothly. They've been doing it for over 40 years with reliable service and treating customers all around Metro Detroit like family. So get on over to their website. You can check them out at Sharon'sHeating.com or give them a call. You see the number there, 734-238-3805. I'll say that once again because I don't see it. 734-238-3805. Give Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning a call.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them, and that's not very nice.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Listen up. This is your last chance to register for the Woodward Sports Wicked Pickle Open January 9th through the 11th. And I'm ecstatic, man. I'm excited about this. I'm hoping to see you good people out there. I know we got Randall Smalls who's supposed to make it down for the Wicked Pickle Open. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a good time. But if you can't be there, we are going to have it broadcast live. It is 3 days of nonstop pickleball, men's, women's, mixed, and singles divisions. This, my friends, is where champions are made. And come out Friday night at 7:30 p.m. The Woodward Sports Celebrity Tournament hits the court. All of your favorite Woodward Sports personalities are throwing down, plus local celebs, and it's all broadcast live. Sign up now at Pickleball Tournaments or call Wicked Pickle at 734-331-3451.
And check it out, Kool-Aid, it is a new year. No need to walk around with that stiff neck, sore back, busted shoulders. Upgrade your relaxation game. Visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It is the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Featuring top tier brands like Infinity and Osaki. This is your destination for premium comfort and cutting edge wellness tech. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at The Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on the screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we back.
Welcome back to the second hour of the show, Braylon Hour Show with Anson today, as well as my guy Cam over there kicking it, as well as my right hand, aka
What up,
Kool-Aid, 1000%. I actually had a chance to go to the Massage House showroom. It's actually down the road. Went in there, ton of chairs. Love the guy. He's an amazing guy. And then his chairs, they're expensive as I don't know what. When you sit down, you sit.
Hold on, that hit different. Braylon said that.
Well, some of them, like they have various rooms. They have the room.
They expensive for you?
No, well, the one room, like the one room is like you know you got to go in there fresh out of Bloomfield Hills. But the other rooms, I'm telling you, man, they got some chairs in there that'll put you to sleep for a good price, great price. I encourage everyone to go check it out.
Shout out to the chat. They're crushing it today. Please smash that like button. They all want the Drop the Puck segment with Anson.
Drop. Is that we're on the Drop the Puck?
Oh, I just started dropping names from back in the day. I'm Alexander Mogilny, Tim Shovelday, Yari Curry, Joe Newendike,
Paul Coffey,
Pavel Datsyuk.
A little too new.
I know.
A little too new.
I said Paul
We're talking
Coffey.
20th century, baby.
I said Paul Coffey.
He spins both, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Jerome McGinley.
There you go.
Yeah,
I want some like obscure mid-'80s name that people ain't gonna know.
Oh, don't worry, I'm coming in with all black names.
Ty Domi, Anson Carter, Go Green.
When did Brett Hall start,
This
man?
guy right here. Before we get back into the show, what are you guys watching? Anson asked me a question before when we were off air. Asked me, did I watch Landman? And yes, the answer is yes. I love the show. Taylor Sheridan does an amazing job.
Only they could cast some good-looking women in that show. Good Lord.
Show is great, though. The
Yeah,
acting
listen,
is off the chain.
Yellowstone had some fine females, but they tripled down with Landman.
Who was fine in Yellowstone?
All of them. Even the crazy redhead was fine.
The one that got killed?
Well, spoiler alert.
I just said the
finest one was a Native American girl.
No one knows who I'm talking about.
The Native American girl
She
was super fine.
I hated her characters. That's why I love talking about actors, because you say I hate when not to be serious. I hated her character for the
Because she was surrounded by death and couldn't get out of it?
No, it's because she was a pain in the ass.
Well, yeah, because she was surrounded by death and she couldn't get out of it.
No, because she wanted to be. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I hate you, Casey.
She was a little soft.
She's annoying. At the end, she found herself at the end.
Yes, she did.
But that's why you have the arcs, I guess.
How about the fan of the old man and then switched over to the other guy? One of the girls that was a fan.
Yeah.
She was trouble.
Yeah, that was Yellowstone. It grew on me.
Landman, though.
People
boy.
trying to get me to watch Yellowstone. I was like, no, thank you. I have no desire to watch Yellowstone. It's in the mountains. It's out in the west about cowboys and I'm
guilty pleasure, man. Guilty pleasure. And yes, Randall Smalls, I can explain icing.
Oh, look at that, Randall. You got you. Speaking of Randall Smalls, Kool-Aid, why don't you do this? Why don't we get some of these super chats going, see what's going on in the chat.
Coming, guys.
Yesterday, we apologize we didn't get to them. Wish we could get them today. Speaking, but yeah, see what we got going in the chat over. Kool-Aid was cooking.
You know what?
The chat is cooking, man.
Biggest super chatter today. Getting a Cade Cunningham rookie card. How about that?
Whoa.
It's been a while since I gave some stuff away with you guys. Cade Cunningham rookie card. You already got a bunch in there. You got another hour. #1 guy today. I'm sending it to you.
Can I add the Slam cover poster to that?
Man, you want to give cool stuff away? It's up to you, baby. It is super cool, too.
We'll see, man.
All right.
They
got to hit 100. How about that? Y'all hit 100, you're getting doubled up.
Let's rock, man.
Rookie, Anson always comes to play for you guys in chat, man. So return the favor, smash the like button, smash that super chat, and we'll see who goes home with future MVP's rookie card.
That's right. Catch us up, baby. Let's go.
That's right. Hey, Michael Wary, $2 super chat, and the #1 crown today.
The crown is yours.
His favorite Pistons players, the ones that he fell in love with, he says 1970 Bing and Lanier were our stars.
Yes, sir.
And Isaiah Thomas, he wanted to add as his favorite player.
Shout out to the mayor. Shout out to 100% the big top.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't say that with the $5 super chat and the #3 crown. I didn't know this about him. He says, I'm a diehard Miami Heat fan. He be supporting the Woodward Pistons streams even. So shout out to you supporting Woodward and everybody.
Appreciate you, man.
He's a diehard Heat fan, but those Eastern Conference Finals back in the day made me love basketball, but I hated the Pistons back then. But I'm glad that the Pistons are good again.
Yeah, man, it was nothing like going to those Heat games when I lived in Miami. Because I lived downtown, so I was in Miami, and that Ward Lounge, ooh-wee. Like, if you ever watch Heat games, like, there's not a lot of fans, like, in terms of watching the games themselves. They're, like, at the clubs turning up, or the club on the inside. Shout out to the Miami Heat.
Shout out to the Miami. And y'all got Pistons turned up in the chats. All the super chats coming in. I'm seeing Michael Wary. He was like, "Yeah, Zeke is his all-time favorite player. Cade is closing." That's with the $2 super chat. And I wonder, what does Cade have to do for you? For me, it's about winning. You got to bring home some bling to be able to pass one Mr. Zeke.
If he wins one, I wouldn't have a problem with people saying like he's my guy. Yeah, but you have to win one.
One at least.
Yeah, you gotta win one.
You know the rules.
Because as of right now, it's like you can't take over Chauncey till you win one. You gotta be in the conversation.
That's right.
You gotta be in that conversation.
Man, some big super chats coming in.
You
guys just doubled us up.
You guys just smiling and laughing.
Y'all see, you got me cheesing.
What is it? What is it?
No, the super chats are coming in. Big.
Just got $40 in the last 2 minutes.
Read them.
Oh, we're getting to them.
Wait, yeah. I just want to make sure we're going right on down the list, man. Shout out to the people for supporting the show, man. And he did say, as much as I love the Bad Boys Pistons, this is Michael Wary again with a $5 super chat.
Michael Wary, turn up.
He says, as much as I love the Bad Boys Pistons, this current team is way more athletic. He was agreeing with Anson earlier when he was talking about this.
High flyers.
Yep, and Randall believes that this Pistons team could easily run 2 separate units, man.
Didn't they already do that once?
It seems like
didn't they have a 3-game winning streak with a bunch of scrubs?
I don't know about scrubs, but yeah. Was it the Legion of
Scrubs compared to what other people would think? They're like, these guys are like, who is this Sasser scored more than so-and-so? I never even heard of him. Another guy you didn't have to see in the playoffs last year. Don't let that guy get open.
I was being funny. Everybody always says I call everybody scrub and say they suck. So I was like, what are you talking about? You're being too mean. You're being too mean, 100%.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, no, man. Hey, y'all get those super chats in. Anson, He's not playing when he tells you that. Me and my son were ripping wax. We could not find the Cade Cunningham, even though we went through like freaking 20 packages. They got Cade's face on the front. It was only him. Anson came through. I'm telling you guys, those Cade Cunningham rookie cards are nice. So get those super chats.
You know that one I gave your boy a year ago?
Yeah.
It was worth like $5, $8. It's worth $35 now.
Bro, they be on there checking their cards. I
love that. Let's catch up. Let's start with Freddie Feld. He's in there as well.
That? Yeah, he says, after all that, the Pistons run the East. I like this. FTK.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or I guess FTP for you, huh?
Pistons run the East again.
Hey, Dante151 with a $4.99 super chat. He says, hey, Anson, thoughts on Ron Holland's defense on Brunson? He looked pretty good. Ron Holland led the Pistons in blocks yesterday.
I'd rather get Jalen Brunson's feelings on that one because once Asar left the stage and he had to deal with Holland and he looked positively spent and lost, frustrated, and ready for a trade deadline.
Like Hollins is that guy when you go to Lifetime or LA Fitness back in the day, or if you know your schools, the CCRB for me in Ann Arbor. What was your place you guys like the Rec Hoop? Or like,
IM West, baby.
IM West. Okay, we had the IM building, we had the CCRB. You know
Shout
how
out Johnny Most.
You know how it doesn't matter where your game is. There's that person that comes into the run, and you know his defense is locked down. You're like, oh man. And when they check you, you like,
you know what I would do?
Say, why? Go check somebody. You're doing too much. I don't even do it. Like I do this for fun.
Right.
When I would see
that's
that
the guy he looks like, because you know it's like it's gonna either be foul, it's gonna be turnover. You're gonna get pissed off to the point you quit, in which he still wins. I hated guys like Ron. He's like, why you take it so serious? Like, you're not scoring any points. You're not doing nothing on the other end. He's like, I don't care about that. You're not doing nothing. They go everywhere you go. He's that type of player.
See, when that would happen, I'd go and find another guy, be like, I'm checking him. I keep defending that guy to try and get him to switch off me. Man, it didn't often work.
Yeah, Ron Holland on defense is like ultimate little brother energy. I am with you everywhere you going, bro.
He is a nuisance.
It's crazy.
In the fact of nuisance. We were talking about the Detroit Lions before we went to break, and I want to talk just a little bit more, keep that conversation going, and then we do have Justin Satawa coming up. A little bit talk about some Red Wing stuff, and then we'll finish with more Pistons.
And 5 more super chats.
And we got 5 more super chats. Well, let me say this, and we can get to those then. What does Brad Holmes need to do from today to, let's just say, September 10th? Let's put that as the year of the season, the date that the season starts. What does he need to do in that time period for it to be successful? For him, this is just about Brad. What does he need to do to have, that's how I phrase it. What does he need to do to have a successful offseason?
Yeah, because and I like that question because the nuance here you're talking about is the last couple years, even though there's things we wanted them to do differently, we stopped just short of fully criticizing Brad because, well, they were winning. Now you're looking at them this far from the expectation. They didn't make the playoffs, a huge regression back, and now I do believe it's more right now for us to be able to talk about what Brad needs to do than what we probably would have been doing in the past.
Yeah, 100%, because the last 3 off seasons, you look at it, when the season starts next year, you may not have any guys that he's brought in over the last 3 seasons. Like any of the guys that he's brought in over the last 3 seasons, that could be an issue. What does he need to do for you for it to be a successful off season?
I think it's 3 things.
Okay,
one of them will manifest in a playoff run. The other one will off season. But I'm saying these will manifest.
In the playoff
and then
run.
This will also placate the fan base.
Okay.
3 things. Restructure. You've got some heavy contracts. Aleem is a guy that I wouldn't mind getting an extra year out of.
For the right price.
Another one is you have to go out and you have to get a big-time free agent signing. That was DJ Reader 2 years ago. We didn't really have one this year. It was DJ Reed, kind of. Guy's 5'9". He's a nickelback. Can't sign him to be your number 1. You let Zeitler go. You didn't replace him. You didn't have that marquee name that you got through free agency. And then the third thing is everybody here wants to see a trade go the other way. They don't want to see you give up a whole bunch of capital for somebody you don't know. They either want a big name or they want to see us move somebody and add some capital. I don't think that we need to make a trade necessarily, but the fan base wants it. At the end of the day, he's got to soften these books up because he got very aggressive in extending his own players, and some of those guys are hurt now. Some of those guys are question marks now. So I think that he has to really go back and answer for his shortcomings, and I think those are the three.
Cam, talk to me. What you see? What does Brad Holmes need to do, in your opinion, for it to be a successful offseason? And in the chat as well, same question for you guys. What needs to happen from Brad Holmes this offseason for it to be a success, in your opinion? Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I feel like he really has to put his nose on the grindstone here and do that cost-benefit analysis. As Anson had mentioned there, we're going to have to cut some fat. Who's going to stay? Who's going to be retained? At the same time, I feel like he also has to emphasize that interior offensive line. On top of that, I mean, we don't know the outcome of the Kirby Joseph injury. Brian Branch is going to be later back in the season, so let's get some more depth in that secondary, and that's really where I'm at. Depth. And just get better prepared for war next season.
You better prepare for war. I like that. Kool-Aid, you know what's on you, brother?
Hey, you know what, man? I'm looking for this team to make that offensive line the strength again. Yeah. I don't care what you have to do. The offensive line and then that secondary, or at least I'll say the defensive backs. That's probably a very, very close second to me, man. But I am looking at some players who – you look at Roy Lopez, you look at AQM, and these are guys that your organization identified as next up. And I do believe it's important for you to keep at least one or both of those guys. I don't know how much success you have in letting one of these guys go at a position where you're saying you probably still need more pass rush help. I know that they're good. These guys are going to get some attention, some looks, some potentially the money goes up. But I do believe if you know that they're already your guys, I do believe it's important to lock them down, too, as it relates to, third on my list. But if it was number one, it's going to continue to be the offensive line. As we got closer to the draft last year, I continue to talk about, let's get those edge rushers, but you just kept looking like, wait, there's – J.B. Smoove actually said it first. Look, our guys are getting older on that offensive line, and my mind instantly was like, you know what? I think you're cooking with something. And I think he was more right than wrong now. So I'm hoping Brad goes and bolsters the offensive line this year. Make it elite. Make it the number one. There was a time we would say that their offensive line was one of the top units in football, period. They got to get back there.
I got a super chat update. In the last 10 minutes, we went from $25 to $102. Woo! So you guys are getting both.
107.
107.
Excuse us.
Excuse me. And so, in fact, they've asked us all to sign the poster, which we will happily do for you. Okay. After everything that you've just said, I can condense what I need Brad to do. Admit your faults. We're not good. And talk about it.
Ooh.
Your offensive line was a problem. Statement. Now talk about it, okay? Don't give us coach speak and media speak where you're hiding up the problems that were very glaring to all of us. Talk about it. Acknowledge the problem of your offensive line. Now, realistically, the guy was right because we got 2 top 15 edge rushers, one with 11, the other one with, 15 sacks. So he was kind of right there. But you made a major, major mistake on your offensive line. You didn't bring back Zeitler, and you didn't even know that your man in the middle, your captain of your offensive line, I know Panay's there, but this is the captain in Frank Ragnow, and he leaves you in such a hole that you're playing catch-up all year long. Address that and tell us how you're going to fix it.
Yeah, I like that. I think, first of all, you got to do is support the coaching staff, refresh. You got to find your offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You got to find your offensive coordinator.
Praise the football player.
And if Kelvin Shepard is going to stay, he's going to be a defensive coordinator, which I want you. I want you to keep Kelvin Shepard, give him another opportunity. I think he can be good here. Give him the opportunity, but you got to have a conversation with him. I don't know what the conversation looks like, but that's going to be a conversation. Refresh that team. And then also, if there's other coaches, if there's other positions that did not get better for you this year, this is all a part of part one, though. If there are other positions that you see that didn't get better, it's okay to move on.
Yes,
it's okay to bring somebody else in that can get the job done. He talked about it. The financial gymnastics that you're going to have to maneuver through, that is definitely important. Restructuring, who's leaving, who's staying. That's something that's going to be important because that leads into number 3. It's the draft. You got to hit the first and second round pick. You got to hit it. This isn't about trying to figure it out you got to hit this pick. All that vetting that you've been doing since the season has been going on, I know the scouting department has been at the college games and they've been here and they're talking. You got to hit that first pick, and that pick is an offensive tackle. It's an offensive guard or offensive tackle. It's a dual threat. Caden Proctor is the guy they predict or project to us. If it's not him, it's not him. But that's 1. And then 2, you got to nail 1 and 2. You got to nail the first round pick. You got to nail the second round pick. If it's edge rusher or defense, I don't know if it's an edge rusher. I think it's more of defensive interior. We'll figure that out. But nail the draft. You got to reset the books through the mental gymnastics. You got to make sure the coaching staff, as it relates to the OC and whatever coaches that you think may need to change, got to get that as well. Those are 3 important ones right there.
Yeah, I like where you're going there, especially with nailing the draft, because sometimes I do wonder, was that the biggest or the fatal flaw? Because this whole turnaround has been underpinned by what?
Lack of depth.
Yeah.
And that's where it
this
comes
year,
from.
the downfall has been because of a lack of depth.
Last year, too.
Yeah, and the uptick for them has been because they did hit on their earlier drafts. But then you look at last year's, you look at Terrion and Ennis Rakestraw not necessarily paying the dividends, so you've had to go out there and now start to crap shoot with your secondaries and free agency. We like Carlton Davis. I don't know if people were as high up on DJ Reed, but that's the position you put yourself in now when you don't hit on those picks. And so you hit on some really crucial ones. I don't know why my mind didn't even think about those coordinators.
Rebuilding that offensive line.
Yeah, that was the bar.
Rebuilding the offensive line would probably be the last one, and it's the most important one to the offense. Like, what your identity is offensive line. I'm not saying you got to go out and get Tyler Linderbaum, but I will tell you this. A lot of people are unhappy in Baltimore. That may not be a bad place to start, but high-end, talented free agents this year. Talented free agents. That's what I like. That's what I would like for them. So, but it's possible. It definitely is possible. The Lions have showed you that they're still the team. They're 9-8. They still have talent. They still have the ability to do all the things. There's just some cleaning up that needs to happen. It needs to be a serious thought and intentional process.
It just reminds me a lot of the years that the Eagles and the Patriots were supposed to be that team again, and then somehow barely missed the playoffs. Didn't fall on their face, just barely missed the playoffs. Still had a large amount of their talent.
Was it Eagles?
Eagles and the Patriots, and then they come back.
And
Eagles
still win.
Yeah, and so
lost first round.
But I mean, there was a few years ago that I thought that they missed it.
They still went. It was the year after they went to the Super Bowl and lost. They went to the playoffs the following year, but they got popped in the first round.
Okay. So similar. I just think that this team has so much talent. You look at the schedule that we got. I mean, I know things change, but right now it looks really, really good for us. It looks like the Bears are ready to do exactly next year what we did this year, miss the playoffs, and I think that we win that division outright. The Packers, no first-round pick, no second-round pick, I believe, right? Bears, I don't believe in them. I think that this team.
What is it about the Bears that you do not believe in? Because you don't like. I know you don't like anybody over there, but you just don't believe in them.
I'm not sure how long Swift is going to last. I think that Odunze is fantastic, and I really like Luther Burden as well. I think that their offense is really put together well. However, the late heroics that Caleb has found, he's also found disaster. I think that defense and their ability to turn the ball over and turn it into points is the only reason that this team is in the playoffs right now. And those turnovers that turn into touchdowns, especially before you give it back to your offense, you don't repeat those year after year after year. So I think that team's going to be on the wrong side of a schedule next year. You've got one of the more inaccurate quarterbacks who can easily melt down. Sure, he's good in the fourth quarter, man, but what's this guy doing in the first half most of the time? So I think we're going to get a real quick reminder of the fraud that the Bears are. A, in the first round of the playoffs, and B, next year.
First round of the playoffs, the Chicago Bears take on
the Packers. And I hate that because they actually might win that game.
Bears pack, Jordan Love's back.
They're both just not that good, I don't think.
Talking about the quarterbacks or talking about the teams?
The teams, those two in Pittsburgh, what a great matchup those three would have, man. Like the purgatory playoffs.
The purgatory playoffs. This guy is hilarious. Hey, check this out. I promise you guys some Red Wings talk. We will get to some Red Wings talk. Let me go in the back, grab Justin Tatow, and bring him out here.
Yes,
let
please.
him do his thing. But beforehand, how about you tell us how good Les Stanford is, my guy?
Listen, man. This is the Motor City, so you got to get yourself a good deal if you're going to get yourself some new wheels. Look at those deals.
Rolling.
189 for brand new Silverado. Those are 2015 prices, guys. It's crazy. $359.
That's almost like stealing, bro. You got to catch you
It
right
is,
dirty.
man. Les Stanford been doing it for a long time, and they're doing it better than anybody else. That Enclave 2026, another new model you can get into for only $299. Listen, it's Les Stanford. You got to get over there. They got a few different options for you that are cheap, and they got so many more on the lot once you get there. Check them out, lesstanford.com.
All right. Yo, I know it's raining outside today. I know the weather is bad. You may not want a car wash today, but you know what? There's always tomorrow, like little Orphan Annie said. Free car wash, how about we get you in the game? Text WSN2 888-522-1729. Now, this will get you a free car wash. But once you're there, you might want to invest in an unlimited plan, because the unlimited plan comes with free vacuums, free compressed air, free mat cleaning rooms, 8 interior changing locations around the metropolitan Detroit location. And that unlimited plan, it gets you access to all that over the 40 locations around this great state. Jack's Car Wash, partner with Woodward Sports, man, and we want to say they are the best.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, it's a ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
I know he's bummed out. Shep's not here to talk about his favorite pizza. And it's Detroit's favorite pizza. It's Buddy's Pizza. They've been doing it for 79 years, since 1946, with 20 locations across Michigan. They originated deep dish Detroit-style pizza. You already know it. And you can save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's 10 MEAL. And you can head on over to a Buddy's Pizza near you or buddyspizza.com.
Dr. Jeffrey Pierce is the injury insider here at Woodward Sports. He is the guy. You can catch him on Tuesdays on Big D Energy or Thursdays right here on the Braylon Network Show with Shep. All the diagnoses, all the things around the leagues. He can tell you what's going on and get you a better understanding of how the injuries may lie. Scan that QR code or call 248-426-9944 if you need something diagnosed and you want to get back to peak optimal performance. Dr. Pierce is here to do that for you. Give him a call. All right, here we are. We're back in the building, and we have none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Satawa, joining us. Before we have him come on, though, and talk about how dope that 100-year anniversary code is.
It is.
We do have some super chats to get to, Anson, so why don't you get
I'll rip through them there, Kool-Aid. I appreciate you guys. First, I got to give you guys an update because you guys smashed the goal. You're over $100. We're sending both the Kate Cunningham rookie and the signed poster to one of you. Here is how it breaks down. Dante in the lead with $35, Wary with $33, and then Rando still in the mix at $22. Most super chat dollars at the end of the show. You're getting that package sent out to you. Let's clear these super chats.
The last one we were at was Michael Wary, $2 super chat saying,
yes, sir. Michael Wary. KG is Shep's double. I'm just saying. Randall Smalls kicked things off after we threw that challenge out to you. $20 only if you all sign the poster. We got you, brother. And then Michael Wary said the same thing, and that's signed by each of you, he clarified. Dante 151 with the $10 super chat. I'm wearing my Pistons long sleeve shirt, and I love seeing the Pistons put belt to ass to the New York Peasants. He got it right.
They were not kind hosts.
Shout out. I saw your tweet last night. That was fire, Dante. I need to get a Ron Holland jersey soon enough because I love his defensive play. Man, y'all know I've done a big 170 on that guy. I'm almost full 180. I ain't say that with $5. Kool-Aid, I actually won that slam cover back in April in a drawing, but I never did get the cover. I have the email to prove it. Can I still get it? Pause. We'll figure that one out. Dante 151 with another $20 super chat saying you guys are amazing.
No, that's all you, brother.
Dang,
Michael Wary, the chat police, please, the like police. We need 14 more likes to get us to 100. Guys, smash those while I'm reading these. Sideless with a $5. Bro, Kool-Aid, I am so sorry. I pulled two different Cade rookies by accident. I also pulled Tigers. God Pack in Hudsonville, the home of Tesla. Michael Wary, O-line help. Edge and safety help and depth is what he wants to see Brad Holmes get. Curtis Schultz, love this one for $5. Isaiah Thomas is way better than MJ. Can't change my mind. Well, his regular season and playoff record are definitely better head-to-head. And finally, Sideless with the $5 super chat. I was that dang 2024 draft. We had 1.5 hits in that draft. Mahogany and Terrion, that's it. That draft set us back, and I think Brad banked on a parlay. Guys, keep those super chats coming in. You got a chance still to eclipse that top one and get your prize.
Here's a good question. Now, when he says 1.5, who's the half and who's the one?
I think it's Terrion, to be honest with you, because Mahogany came so late. Yeah, for sure. I was wondering that too.
Because I couldn't answer that as quickly.
I was trying to figure that out. I'd say right now they're both a half and they equate for one
clarifying
person.
the
But that
they're
could
a whole
change.
combined.
You know what has changed is Red Wings play from last year to this year. Ty McClellan has his team number one in the Atlantic Division, and we have none other than Justin Satawa in here to talk about that. What has gone right for the Red Wings who sit at the top of the Atlantic Division? 54 points, number one, playing well. What's going right for them? Why are they where they are right now? Hell of a December, by the way.
First of all, pleasure to be with you today, Braylon.
That coat is fire, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It is every aspect that you haven't been getting over the last couple years. The goaltending is vastly improved.
John Gibson.
Ever since John Gibson has shaken the rust off his pads, and sometimes the goaltending equipment can just be a little stiff off the jump. It's a new set of pads. It's a little different than being in games versus practice.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all it needed. But since then, he's sporting a .9.2 save percentage, which is above the elite in the NHL. And that's not just giving the, everyone says elite is now thrown around too often. That is an elite number. Being above 9.1 is a great number. 9.2 is elite. And if he can sustain this, it gives me a lot of confidence with this team moving towards the postseason. And then on top of that, you have the secondary scoring. You have the guys like James Van Riemsdyk, and these are all the guys you don't usually hear about. The Andrew Kopps, who both had goals last night and a couple points. The Mason Appletons, and then all of that veteran secondary scoring that you're getting to help out your Larkins and your DeBrinkets have also transitioned to helping your penalty kill as well. You now have 8 different guys who can play on the penalty kill and hold it down. which has led you from being the worst penalty kill in the entire NHL all the way up to number 11. So they're doing everything right that they were doing wrong last year, and it just feels really good to see them right the ship.
You talk about DeBrincat and you talk about Larkin, but let's add one to that trio. Lucas Raymond leads the team in points right now with 45. How has he turned his game up? Because we expected this after year one that he would kind of, but slowed a little bit. It seems like he's figuring he's coming to his own. Looks really good.
He is now established himself as one of the elite playmakers in the NHL. Everyone knew that he had the vision to be able to sustain some top line offensive numbers. Now it's about seeing the shooting come around. Like, that's the next step. Like, he's still not a fully polished player. He still is not even at his prime yet, because one thing that the Red Wings organization has been adamant with him lately is the fact that he needs to shoot more. And I believe that is why yesterday they took him off Larkin's line. They want to see him be the man, start stepping up into that role where he's carrying a bulk of the offensive weight for the Red Wings. And you saw it last night. He finally, ripped a shot that maybe, a couple games prior he might have not shot it, but he did yesterday, scored a goal, and I hope to see him continuing to shoot, because he has a wicked shot. It's like a coordinator taking out like a critical wide receiver attribute, like speed. Like, you're not utilizing the speed of a player to its
like
fullest capabilities.
You know what? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You threw the lob.
I did.
It just looks so
one-handed
good.
off the glass.
Oh, like that dunk contest you was in.
Windmill.
Hey, you see, I got excited. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you're all good. Yeah. And it's just it's a great time because you're seeing all the young guys growing. And even though, there's been two rookies that unfortunately have transitioned back to Grand Rapids in the case, the young players are still so adamant in this team's success, where the growth continues time in and time out, and they finally have the true direction of veteran. Like, Braylon, I know you know what I'm talking about when we're talking about having a veteran presence who's actually a good veteran presence. There's a difference between just an F-around veteran who's just acting like he's the ish and not really embarking the wisdom down on these young guys. And I'm not saying that it's been like that, but it's not to the extent that it is this year. Like, James Van Riemsdyk and Appleton have really brought in some really nice veteran pieces that have helped bring up the youth instead of just keeping them stagnant.
No, you're absolutely right. Now, one of my favorite friends and teammates was Bart Scott. And Bart Scott's from Detroit, played in Southeast, 100% Southeast High School, the Jungleers. But when I got to the Jets, when he got there from Baltimore, he was the same. Like, he talk all the jokes, crazy. You can watch him on TV. He's goofy and all that. But he came to play. He came to make sure that he bridged the gap. And also, he made sure guys knew in the locker room. It also was the little things. Like, leaders is not just about going out there and doing the field. It's the simple things. And the Red Wings have one of the best. It's similarities that you can draw from Dylan Larkin as well as Cade Cunningham. I'm not saying that they're equal in their sports, but I'm saying they're damn good two-way players, and they're both leaders. We've talked about the Detroit Pistons and what necessarily are your worries about them moving into later in the season, the trade deadline, et cetera. What are some of your maybe worries or maybe issues or concerns, whatever the word is for you, as it relates to the Red Wings once we get to February?
I do have a few of them for sure.
Okay.
And I think every fan would lie to you, and would be lying to you if they told you that they don't worry about March and April.
It's fair.
Over the last couple seasons, they have proven to be the downtrodden point of this Red Wings organization.
2 years ago, kind of like it made me somber.
Yeah, and then last year, I mean, you knew they didn't have the horses. You could tell going down the stretch at the end there that it was over pretty quick. This year, I want to make sure you have the horses, and what ultimately, if you want to solidify the playoff spot, because right now, you're in first in the Atlantic, but you also have there's teams with a lot of games in hand on you, and you could be looking at a point where you're going from first to eighth in a matter of you not even playing games, because there's so many teams that have 2-3 games in hand on you. They need to get more physical. They need to bring in a veteran guy who can not like the old, Darren McCarty type of enforcer, because that's kind of evolved a little bit.
Making trouble now.
We just need someone who can protect our younger guys, free up open space with, playing the body, and just being an overall physical presence. I'd like that. This team struggles in the face-off circle. Dylan Larkin's really the only center on our team who can consistently win them over 50%. A second center to win some draws would be nice. Or you just got to solidify the D. You got a lot of young defensemen back there. I believe every defenseman on your team other than Ben Sherratt is under the age of 26. Yeah. And the prime for NHL is 24 to 32-ish. So I'd really like to see some veterans. So any one of those three, that's everything you need to be a Stanley Cup contender. I don't expect that. Yeah. That would take over the moon level GMing. I think that they're going to make one move that's going to make this team significantly better to help them achieve the playoffs, because it seems like this is the year. There's enough youth where it actually makes sense to mattering with the experience.
We might have to go as a crew.
Let me know. I'm down. Speaking of second and Larkin in that same sentence, congratulations on being the second time he made Team USA. What was your question?
Our numbers are holding strong in ice soccer talk. Just got to tip my hat to that.
Ice soccer.
And Michael Wary says, go, Justin. You really know and understand the game of hockey. He appreciates the insights so much.
That's why I went back and grabbed him. I said, hey, man.
We've been talking about goaltending for this team for a few years now. John Gibson or Tim Shovelday?
Who?
Yes.
Yes! Is that another one of your obscure Red Wings names? Hockey player names?
Yeah, it is.
Is that?
No, Tim Shovelday was the scourge of this team in the first half of the 90s. Getting rid of him.
So the answer is yes.
For a man from Calgary is what turned everything around. Thank you, Mike Vernon. I do know a little.
Yes, you do that. Hey, and John Gibson, that's looking to be see, I'll give Steve credit. For the people out there who doesn't believe in the Yzer plan, there are the feathers in the cap to, believe. And other than them missing the playoffs, there's nothing on the negative. But, you have the DeBrincat trade. Extremely crafty move, gave up nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now you have a 35-plus goal a year guy on your roster for the next 5 years. You brought in John Gibson, who after his original stint is now looking like the perfect bridge to your illustrious prospects who are supposed to be here in the next 2 years at goalie, who you've seen now, another feather in the cap, the youth coming up and contributing and being a big part of this team. The hits on Sider, on Raymond, and those were the first-round guys. But still, there are plenty of misses in the first round as well, especially in the NHL. So I'm willing to sit on the ride. And Sean always wants to talk his ish about how the Canadians are better, how they're building better, and whatever.
Right.
The Red Wings are doing a fine job building, and there's always that turning point, that move that all these young teams have to make at some point, and it defines the next couple years, defines a dynasty, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. The Red Wings are looking to make that transcending move that solidifies them into the top of the Eastern Conference. Well, and I'm not saying that it's going to happen this year, but in the next 2 to 3 years of this window of the youth completely coming up here and taking over this team, there will be a significant move similar to the stature of like a Quinn Hughes, an all-star level player that you're going to bring in here to be that star guy.
Justin's great, but he's so much better when they're winning. He's just so happy all the time. I love it.
What I appreciate about that is two things. One, Stevie Yzerman played here, so by playing here and being my captain, number 19, I remember when he came to speak to me my junior in Michigan, where to play Ohio State. But because of that, he got the rope. Because you're talking about 3 years, that would make 11 years. I don't know any other sport that you get 11 years to figure it out.
Real talk.
Thank God that we got Stevie Y and that it is
divorce we never wanted to go through.
Dude, we got to get a quick commercial break. Can we ask you a Lion Pistons question or two?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, cool. Let's do a quick commercial, talk about Black Rock, Lady Janes, and we'll finish up the show with my man Justin. Looking for dinner plans that sizzle? Well, look no further than Black Rock Bar and Grill. It is a bar that sizzles. In fact, it's a sizzle above the rest.
Don't touch it. It's sizzle.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, too hot in the hot tub. Shout out to Eddie Murphy playing James Brown on Saturday Night Live. They launched a whole new menu with returning favorites, and then they added some of that old sizzle too, like the prime sirloins that are still here. Not just a meal, but it's a top rock performance. All you can eat platters for $20. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we always say. We partner with people that you can partner with too. Go on the Black Rock Bar and Grill, mention Woodward Sports and get 20% off your bill. I don't know about you, but I take that deal. Black Rock Bar and Grill. We had it yesterday for the Amon-Ra St. Brown Foundation event, and everyone here loved it. You will too. Pull up on Black Rock sometime soon.
And if you're about to pull up to Black Rock to get your sizzle on, you better look the part. And you can do that at any Lady Jane's. They're all over the place, and you can walk in anytime. 10 to 8. You don't need a reservation. You don't need an appointment. You just walk in, sit back, relax, and you're ready to go sizzling at Black Rock. Head on over to Lady Jane's because it's wicked awesome.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Peep game, y'all. You can place any bet up to $1,000, and if you lose, you get that bet back. All you got to do is scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000. If your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit back up to 1 whole stack. That's right, $1,000 back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet just $20. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
All right, bag. Hey, you want me to hit this super chat that just came in?
Hold on, you came back. My bad. I was done.
He was over there vibing, bro.
It's funny. I thought it was going to you first, so I'm over.
I'm like, he over there vibing, boy. Let's make sure that the people can get those good vibes. But Michael Wary sends in another $20 super
Putting him
chat.
in the lead at 53.
Hey, he says Brad really needs to make as many moves possible before the draft to ensure our weak spots are covered. That sounds like he wants more or less the veteran route. He wants your Zeitlers. He wants your Carlton Davises.
Yeah, and I understand that. And the reason why is because, look, the Lions are in the space right now. They're ready to win now. They were ready to win this year. They were ready to win last year. This team is ready to win now. You're not trying to build through the draft anymore. You want people that are coming from teams that are ready to get it cracking right now. I don't need to have to, outside of the tackle that you're going to get, I don't need to have to educate guys and take guys through the program, and this is what we're looking for. This is what we want. This is how. No, I need guys that come from other teams that understand. I need guys that are coming from winning programs. They understand this is my job. This is what I'm going to do. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna help make your room a little bit better. Jay, I want to ask you about that, the Brad Holmes situation. You heard me ask you that question in the back. What for you would be a successful offseason for Brad Holmes? And you can, we've thrown 9, 10, 13 different things out there. Condense it.
Successful or complete?
Ooh. Oh, look at Young Buck coming up with the
philosophical
terms. Okay, go for complete.
I mean, complete. 2 offensive linemen. Doesn't matter how you get them. Just make them good enough where they can sustain the success that they need to keep the offense efficient.
Can the center be a vet?
I pray.
I need the center to be a vet,
Preferred.
and then you can get Caden Proctor. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I'm with you 100% on that one.
There we go. 2
I think you need a late-round linebacker hit in the draft. That 4th-round pick is screaming linebacker in my eyes.
I like that.
You need to part ways, cut, cap maneuver into cap space.
I like that.
You need an absolute in your secondary. Because right now you have none.
0.
Zilch.
Yeah.
You know, TA's hurt. Kirby's hurt. Branch is hurt. DJ Reed was getting cooked all year. Meek's off contract.
Looks a little different when you're opposite South Gardner, right?
It does. It does look a little different. You taught me. You coached up the young buck on that one. You try to tell me. Hey, I'm young, but I learned. That's the one thing I always say.
Same.
And then, other than that, I mean that's a lot of needs. But and then Genius OC.
There we go.
I want a Cliff Kingsbury. I want a Kevin. And these are guys who probably might get head coaching hires, but someone of the ilk. I don't want someone who's first time OC.
Yeah.
I want someone who is an established OC in the NFL. And if not, they've been tutored under the lineage of the coaching trees that have produced stellar coordinators in the past.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. Because realistically, the Lions they're not far away. As bad as the season was, they're still not far away. This isn't the Las Vegas Raiders. This isn't the NFC South. We'll package all them up together. This isn't the NFC South. This is a team that you know what you have in here. You got weapons that are weapons on any team. Weapons that can play anywhere, man. All you need to do is do the things you should have done last year and add to it. I like that. I like that a lot, man. Anything you got from my guy Jay? I know you want to talk some Pistons, or do we have any super chats before we get out of here?
We did just get a big super chat coming in from
it
Dante 151. Put him over.
I saw you get excited.
He put himself $2 over Michael Wary. Michael?
Michael just sent in a super chat too. Ooh. Another one. It's a battle.
It's a battle.
All right, we're going to give you to the end of the show.
45 do I have 50? 50, 55 do I have 55?
I'm going to tell you this. Both of you guys are getting a Cade rookie card. I'm going to send each one of you that. Whoever wants the poster now, you got until the very end of the show. I got both of your addresses. So push. Where you're up $8.
I do just want to say one more thing about the Lions real quick. And in terms of next season, and Neil's big thing has been you're going to have to be okay being uncomfortable. And I am okay being uncomfortable. This season's made me uncomfortable watching this team just be completely inconsistent.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Down the stretch, not winning back-to-back games in post-October.
Yeah.
It's just not something that used to. Losing 2 in a row as well. I mean, that was another change.
I'm so glad that that's over with, by the way. Side note, I'm so glad that the Lions have lost back. Yes, because I got tired of it. Because fans start looking at it. Like, I don't care what's going on with the team anymore. They're not losing back to back. Thank you. I'm glad that that's over. Go ahead.
You're gonna have to have a in order to get where you want to be, which is NFC Championship and beyond, the Super Bowl. You're gonna have to have a killer draft.
Yeah.
That's the baseline, because you're gonna have to pull 3 starters from this draft, even though you don't have a 3rd-round pick. That is the foundation of Super Bowl winning teams. I guarantee you, the team that wins the Super Bowl this year is gonna have 2 or 3 rookies that are just vital contributors. If they weren't on the team, that they would be royally effed. You're gonna have to pull two free agents, at least. We're talking about big time acquisitions, and That's not even including, do you lose Roy Lopez, who was arguably your best interior defensive lineman this year? I think AQM's definitely gone, but there's a lot. Is Decker retire? If Decker doesn't retire, do you still invest in a tackle?
Yes.
I think yes, but these are the questions that they're going to have to ask themselves. How are they going to divvy up, and who are they going to marry with these restructures?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. Watching Taylor Decker at the podium, not at the podium, but watching him in his locker after the Chicago Bears game, it said a lot. It said a lot in terms of what's going on with him, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, his family, and things like that. There's gonna be a lot for Taylor Decker to think about. Thoughts on the number one team in the Eastern Conference, the Detroit Pistons?
I mean, I'm probably the most borderline Pistons fan at the network, and I'll admit that openly. I probably watch the least amount of Pistons out of anyone in the network, but they're drawing me in. I at least started checking the scores. I'll watch a game here and there. Like, I know when they're playing now. Last year, I can't lie, I didn't really pay attention on a day-to-day basis, and I'm starting to get locked in. I mean, I love ethical hoops. Like, Cade Cunningham is just so fun to watch. I mean, he just plays such a fluid style. And
I thought you said you love ethnic hoops. I was like, oh, you like the black players out there.
Ethical hoops.
Sorry.
It's
like
okay
ethnic
though.
hoops too.
And I just love the defensive nature. Like, that is why I like college basketball over the NBA. Is because they're the flybys, the lack of effort and the care, especially during the regular season. It's obviously different during the postseason. Like, that's a different breed, but during the regular season, it's just not my favorite product to watch. The Pistons, though, I enjoy watching them. They put the effort in. They're hard-nosed teams, and that's the type of basketball team I like to wear on my chest.
There's a team in Ann Arbor that plays exactly the way that you're talking about. All right, we're at 4 o'clock. Anson, you take over. What's going on with the race, if you will?
We got some super chats to read right now. Catch some people up on those, Anson.
Weary and Dante are tied.
Oh, wow.
They are tied at $70 apiece.
They got the 70, and neither one wanted to make a move.
I have another poster.
Do you?
I got 7 of them.
Let's call it. Let's do that. You guys carried us today.
We're
going to hook you both up.
More?
You guys were fantastic.
It'll be for
You're
the show.
fantastic.
We'll
Justin, you've been fantastic. Let me read these last few that you guys paid to get in on this. And again, you're going to get that free Cade as well as the free poster signed by the whole squad here. And we'll have Justin sign it for you, too.
He's a part of the show.
That's right. That's right. Michael Wary, let's go. Brad, get this thing right. I need a chip before God calls me home. Dante just threw in $10. Dante, again, might as well do the hit the shot clock cheese before the show ends today. He did that with 20. Michael Wary. Brad needs to make as many moves possible before the draft to ensure our weak spots are covered. Michael Wary, that's why we need to get busy during the free agent period. Michael Wary, thank you, chat. We reached our goal. That's 100 likes as well. And then Dante with the last second buzzer beating $5 for the perfect tie for our two legends in the chat. You guys are both getting an awesome prize pack. Feel free to send me your address again to Anson at woodwardsports.com so I can just get it out quick.
This is what I'm talking about on Thursday on the 1st when I talked to Kool-Aid, when I talked to Matt Broder, and this is what we were talking about yesterday. You guys are the show. You guys make the show, and we appreciate you. That chat is vibrant through all 4 shows, whether it's Baligian show, whether it's Big D Energy, whether it's the heavyweights. You guys make the show. Don't you ever forget that. And Anson came, and Justin came. What's going on?
They've got us less than 400 subs away from 100,000 subscribers on
it was just
YouTube.
600 away.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Wow.
We clipping right now, and it's because of you guys. Share the
2026.
streams and stick around. You already know the heavyweights.
2026, man. Hey, tune in 5 o'clock. The heavyweights. Spin Mo Rex and the boy Easy. They're going to bring the pain and bring the thunder.
Best nickname in the game, man.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Brother Edward Show with Shep. Keep watching the network. Keep smashing that like button and keep subscribing because it's only going to get better in 2026. Ask the Pistons and the Red Wings about that. See you tomorrow.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.